Hello everyone, my name is Selçuk and I'm from Turkey, and today I'm here on behalf of İzmir Metropolitan Municipality. Our mayor is sending his warm regards to each of you. So today I'm really excited to share our project for Expo İzmir 2027. And my presentation will have two different sections, and I'm one of the main designers. And in the first section, I will focus on the site with answering some general questions like why this place is important, what we are trying to do on the site, and what are the key ideas. In the second part, I will show you a short video. It will focus on more details and more visuals. So let's get started. And as you may already know, we are applying for C category, and we are planning to keep it for 2 weeks, and it will start in the middle of April till the 1st of May. And with the activities we have planned, we expect more than 100,000 of visitors. And Izmir is the third largest city in the country, and it gets a lot of direct international flights. While Istanbul and Ankara are more popular destinations, it's only 1 hour away by plane from these major cities. And the main organizer of Expo will be İzmir Metropolitan Municipality, together with some key partners, especially municipal companies like İzmir Planning Agency and many more. But our plan is here to cooperate with some local horticultural producers as well as environmental NGOs. And these are the sample ones. And that's the timeline that we need to follow over the next 2 years. And briefly, I can say that by the end of the year, we want to complete the project phase, and then we will move on selecting the vendor, which will take roughly 3 months, and then the construction phase will be started. And I guess by the end of the 2026, the site will be almost ready. So that's the draft timeline. In the coming months, maybe we can make some adjustments, but we will try to stick to the plan as closely as possible. And our main theme is One Health, and we believe that every component in the environment needs to be healthy on its own, and together that creates One Health, and that's our main theme. In addition, we want to achieve a few more key ideas, like creating climate-resilient landscapes using technological advancements, and we want to utilize some smart monitoring systems, and if they will be successful in the site, so we call it Living Lab, and we can replicate this approach in other parks. So we will try if they are good or not. And actually in Izmir, there are some similar horticultural activities, some run by Metropolitan Municipality, while other ones are organized by local districts. But our plan here to bring all of them together under the Expo umbrella and host them at our own site. In that way, they can gain more recognition, and we can promote our own festivals. So, yeah, they will be starting at the same place at the same time, so it will be much more attractive, I believe. And this our site is actually quite large. It's called Urban Forest. It's located next to protected wetland ecosystem, which is Çakalburnu Lagoon. And that's the reason why we need to be very carefully installing everything. Our footprint needs to be minimal, so we can't build some big structures. So that's our ecological approach. And instead of touching everywhere in the forest, we will focus on main corridor. We call it activity corridor. And with a few limited interventions, and we don't want to use the entire place. The rest will remain same. So it's quite feasible, we believe. And there's a picture from the forest. And you can see there are many trees right now, but we want to make it more functional. On the right side, there is a wetland ecosystem which is connected to seawater. On the left side is İzmir Bay. And when we look at the previous pictures of the site, the lagoon was much larger. On the top image, you can see it was bigger. But during the construction of metro, especially in 2000s, a lot of big rocks were brought to the site, and it became kind of dumping site. And then my municipality wanted to turn this place something more healthier. In that purpose, they planted thousands of trees. But in the early year of plantation, some trees didn't survive because of high salinity and high level of pH, but many of them did. And today we have thousands of trees. But now we face another problem. Some mature trees with overgrown roots reach the sea level, and some tree kinds are started dying. So we want to identify all the areas with that problem and replace them with something more tolerant with against the salt and climate changes. So that's our plan, and that's what we want to do on the site. And in the region, there are many small rivers, and all of them discharge into the protected wetland system, and that brings many kind of birds, and these are the main ones. These are some pictures, and on the top you can see the main entrance, and there is a large canopy structure and hardscape. We want to keep all of them, just we want to integrate some temporary exhibition units for that purpose. And that image is in the center, and which is completely empty. And by integrating some international gardens, we want to make it more functional. That's our plan here. And we also want to remove some hardscape and create something ecological. And there's the transportation options with the existing and proposed ones. Actually, the site is very well connected by urban transportation system, but in addition to existing ones, we are offering water cap stations on the north, and during the events, we will also provide a shuttle service that will make accessibility much more easier. So transportation isn't a problem, it's just in the center. And there's the yellow line, thick yellow line is our main expo corridor, and it is roughly 15,000 square meter, and according to AIPH guidelines, at least 10% needs to be international gardens. So we allocated 8 different international gardens in the center. So it shows infinity symbol in the center. That's the place where we focus on. This image is also very important because with white gaps, you can see some spots. These are places we detected with low vegetation cover. In these areas, many trees die, so we are creating new thematic gardens here, and all of them will be related with main theme is One Health. So we are offering many different gardens on these places. And there's the site plan with some compact illustration. And instead of reading everything on the map, I will briefly say something general, because in the video file you will see everything in a more detailed way. Basically, I can say in the main entrance, there are really large parking lots, which means we don't need to invest in creating something new hardscape. Instead, we will place some temporary exhibition units in the center, and along the main route, we will offering some spots where visitors can enjoy and engage. So that's the other part of the site plan. And these are compact illustrations that give an overview of each thematic gardens, and meditation garden, health living garden, sensory healing, and many more. I didn't list everything here, but we also have a post-expo concept. We are planning to keep all the gardens in the site. We don't want to remove any gardens, because every new garden needs to be climate resilient and salt resilient. That's our plan. But in the end, we want to test our smart monitoring system. If they work here, we want to replicate this system in other parks. So that's what we thought. And in these days, we are preparing a new website, and we will include all the competition rules on this page. But we are thinking two different type of competitions. One could be during the exhibition, and the other ones could be Expo starts. So, like taking the best picture or best garden design competitions are the ones we thought. And as the project phase is still ongoing, we can't give the total budget yet, but we expect the cost be roughly 5 million euro, which will be covered mainly by Metropolitan Municipality. But at the same time, we are in contact with some local horticultural producers in the region, and they sent their support letter for our organization. So these are the letters from local horticultural companies, and they will provide some plans, and they will provide sponsorships for this event. But we are still talking with them and increase our collaboration network. And for the international gardens, we are in these days in preparation to contact with our sister states that listed just right here, and these are also our partner states. But it's not just limited to their participation. Any country that is interested in is welcome to join us in Izmir. So each garden will be 200 square meter. It's not a large place, so it sounds quite reasonable and affordable, we believe. So we are expecting at least 8 countries for the participation. And these are some visuals. That's the main entrance, as I mentioned before. On the top, you can see the existing situation, and this is the proposed one. So these are exhibition units, and it will be using for various purposes, like sale information, small-scale tradition.
Sometimes everything begins with a single gaze. As we roam freely through nature, the future whispers to us in its purest form, hope. That first moment we turn our eyes toward tomorrow begins with a child reaching for the sun. Izmir, a city shining in the middle of the Mediterranean, where blue and green converge. This ancient city, which has borne the traces of different civilizations for 8,500 years, now invites you to a future that reconnects people with nature, with innovative approaches for a better tomorrow. This invitation is not only for global participants, it is a call to local producers, rooted values, and the shared wisdom of the land. Along the shores of Karşıyaka, upon the ancient stones of Ephesus, across the cool breezes of Mount Bozda, through the Gediz Delta, over the Kozak Plateau, in the villages of Seferihisar, across cotton and artichoke fields, among the olive trees, and in the very essence of everything that makes this city whole. Each land it touches tells a different story: culture, production, and life. This light does not simply illuminate, it carries the past into the present and the present into the future. Now, it is Izmir's turn. As the host of Expo 2027, this unique city is not just offering a venue, but embodying a powerful vision. With the theme One Health Expo 2027, Izmir sets out with principles that place holistic health at the center. Here, nature and humanity, past and future, local and global values unite. Expo 2027 Izmir presents a spatial manifestation of the harmony between contrasts and the richness of layered approaches. The design concept of Expo 2027 is inspired by the infinity symbol, reflecting the endless cycles of nature. Constructed with natural materials, the main gate is not just a physical entrance. It is a symbolic threshold reconnecting us with nature, knowledge, and ourselves. Once through the gate, visitors enter the event line, a dynamic spine that will host performances, encounters, and celebrations throughout the Expo. The Eco parking lot is more than a place for cars. With permeable infrastructure made from recycled seashells, it becomes a water retention area and a climate-sensitive urban solution. The exhibition area serves as a crossroads of art, knowledge, and awareness. Blending the heritage of traditional production with the flavors of Izmir's abundant lands, the craftsmanship of local artisans, and the contributions of women producers, this sales booth as a multifaceted ground for cultural exchange and celebration. The time corridor unfolds like a labyrinth, revealing Inchiralta's urban memory, geology, and ecology in layers. The Digital Vision Point offers impressive virtual experiences into the city's future. Workshop areas will host seminars, hands-on activities, and events around health and well-being. The Gastronomy Garden revives the culinary legacy of the Aegean region. Aegean cuisine, herb-based dishes, and authentic local flavors, each one a fragment of cultural identity. The Color Garden, filled with Izmir's endemic flora, reflects the city's natural color palette in full bloom. The Meditation, Therapeutic, and Aromatic Herb Gardens invite visitors to reconnect with the healing power of nature. Xeric, halophytic, aquatic, and fire-resilient landscapes offer educational models for climate adaptation and resilience. The International Square becomes a global stage, where Izmir's ties with cities around the world take physical form. Surrounding this square, 8 international gardens will showcase diverse botanical traditions and native cultures from across the globe. At the Garden of Art, sculptures and plastic art elements will highlight Izmir's connection with art. The urban farm and greenhouses represent a new vision of climate-resilient, healthy urban food systems adapted to Izmir's context. The Well-Being Garden offers a space for both physical activity and mental renewal. The Sound and Sense Garden will offer a multi-sensory experience where visitors can focus by listening to the sounds of nature, while also reconnecting with themselves and their surroundings through the textures of stone, wind, soil, and leaves. Water cabs at the dock, located north of the area, will provide visitors with a unique transportation option to experience the Izmir Bay. Wildlife observation points will provide an opportunity to closely observe the region's unique ecosystem. Expo 2027 reimagines Izmir's connection to nature, to its people, and to time itself, with an environmentally sensitive vision of a better tomorrow. Expo 2027 is a one-of-a-kind meeting point where international producers come together with Izmir's own ornamental plant growers. The exhibition spaces will bring to life the rich plant diversity and cultural heritage of Izmir, alongside contributions from cities around the world, turning the entire area into a vibrant, living showcase